Imagine a world without walls or locked doors, just wild, open land. In these places, survival depended on blending in, not brute force. Our ancestors built secret shelters, hidden homes crafted from whatever nature provided. These weren't castles, but clever hideaways, a dip in the ground, a pile of branches, a shadow under a rock. The builders were masters of their environment, using forgotten skills to create invisible sanctuaries. These shelters protected against cold, rain, and prying eyes, testaments to human resilience and ingenuity. Today, we'll rediscover how people from medieval Europe to the American frontier built these nearly invisible refuges. Join me as we uncover the silent guardians of history and the timeless secrets that kept people alive when it mattered most. Throughout history, a shelter was more than protection from the weather. It was a shield against danger. In times of conflict or roaming predators, homes had to be both sturdy and invisible. Many families built hidden retreats, dugouts in hillsides, shelters masked by brush, entrances disguised by rocks. These spaces were Spartan, designed for survival, not comfort. On the American frontier, settlers built sod houses that vanished into the prairie, blending with grass and wildflowers. Every detail was strategic location, materials, even the shape, all chosen to avoid detection. Builders became strategists, using psychology and naturalist skills to disappear. The safest place was the one no one knew existed. In a dangerous world, the greatest defense was invisibility. Building a home became an act of survival and self-preservation. A hidden shelter was useless if it couldn't keep its occupants alive inside. Our ancestors mastered climate control with simple, ingenious methods. No modern tech required. Underground shelters used the Earth's steady temperature for warmth in winter and coolness in summer. Dugouts needed less heat. Even body warmth could make a difference. Moisture was managed with barriers like birch bark or clay, and shelters were built on slopes for drainage. Trenches around the perimeter kept rainwater out. Ventilation was vital. A smoke hole at the top and a low entrance created a natural airflow, drawing out smoke and bringing in fresh air. These passive systems kept the air clean and dry. Every element, heat, moisture, air, was balanced for survival. The result, a small hidden space that was surprisingly comfortable and safe. The ultimate test of a secret shelter was its invisibility. Builders mimicked nature, avoiding straight lines and unnatural colors. Shelters were tucked into caves, under roots, or within dense thickets, entrances hidden by woven branches and leaves. In open areas, earth houses were covered with turf and wildflowers, blending in after just a few weeks. Even the soil from digging was scattered far away to avoid detection. Paths to the shelter were irregular, and fires were used only when smoke would be hidden by fog or rain. Every action was about maintaining the illusion of untouched wilderness. Camouflage was a daily discipline, not just a construction trick. The real protection was the shelter's ability to vanish into the landscape. These shelters worked because their builders understood science, insulation, thermal mass, and airflow, even if they didn't use those words. Insulation came from layers of leaves, moss, or snow, trapping air and keeping warmth in. Thermal mass, thick earth or stone walls, absorbed heat by day and released it at night, stabilizing temperatures. Ventilation was achieved with high smoke holes and low entrances, creating a natural cycle of fresh air. These principles were learned through observation and passed down through generations. A snow cave or sod house wasn't just clever. It was a product of deep, practical knowledge. The result, shelters that stayed warm, dry, and breathable, even in harsh conditions. Simple materials, smart design, nature's own engineering. Survival depended on these elegant, time-tested solutions. Building a secret shelter was about merging with the environment, not just hiding in it. Materials were gathered from the immediate area, pine needles in forests, stones on rocky hillsides, ensuring perfect camouflage. Shapes were irregular and low, mimicking boulders or fallen logs, never drawing the eye. Even the roof was sloped and uneven to avoid casting unnatural shadows. When abandoned, shelters were dismantled and the land restored, erasing all traces. This wasn't just about secrecy. It was respect for the land that offered protection. The shelter was a temporary loan from nature, always returned when no longer needed. Builders left no evidence, blending their lives into the wild. True survival meant leaving the landscape as untouched as they found it. These shelters evolved through generations of trial and error. Every leak, draft, or flaw was a lesson. Improvements were made or survival was at risk. Builders adapted to new threats, changing environments, and advancing enemy tactics. Camouflage and construction methods grew more sophisticated as dangers increased. Knowledge was passed down, refined and tested in real conditions. Modern survivalists still build and test these shelters, proving their effectiveness. The principles remain: adapt, observe, and refine. Ingenuity and practical wisdom, born from necessity, are the true legacy of these safe havens. Ghost shelters are more than relics. They're libraries of survival wisdom. Their lessons, insulation, camouflage, ventilation, are timeless, teaching us resilience and resourcefulness. In uncertain times, this knowledge is empowering, connecting us to a tradition of self-reliance. The mindset behind these shelters, awareness, patience, adaptability, is the ultimate survival tool. By studying the past, we honor our ancestors and prepare for the future. Building a shelter is about more than safety. It's about understanding and respecting the world around us. These skills are a gift from those who came before, reminding us of our capacity to endure. Keeping this knowledge alive preserves our heritage and deepens our connection to the natural world.